in the chat box with yes or no. Okay, welcome to the webinar, Rani Vinod. Welcome, Miss Divya. Welcome, Miss Sherin Vinod. Thank you. Thank you all for joining this webinar. We will begin shortly since other all audience also joining the webinar. While we are waiting for this webinar, I would like to know majority of the audience is from HR background. Please type your background and if possible your responsibilities or else your designation you can mention which background you are coming from and okay, we have HR manager Shreya. Welcome to the webinar, Ms. Shreya. We have our speaker also already in the webinar waiting in the backstage. So we'll be starting very quickly once all the audience joins our webinar. Okay, Raghavendra Kaushik, HR manager. Welcome to the webinar, Raghavendra. Also, while we all know that today's topic, which is a very popular, great workplace, great work to place to work, I want to know what are the audience expecting from this webinar? What are the topics to be covered? Because great place to work is a very broad topic, is it? And in this, we are taking one specific topic inside that. And if you want to know more in this specific topic, any expectations that you are expecting, you can type in the chat box so that we can focus more on that specific topic. Also, in the registrant side, I have observed more than 30 questions from the registration side when they are registering. We will be addressing that as well. We may move quickly through the presentation. We will give more time to the Q&A session at the end. We'll be having a dedicated Q&A session at the end of the webinar. All the questions related to not only the topic, all the questions related to HR, you can ask the sir. Not exactly. I work as a chief business advisor. Uh, welcome, Mr. Hari Prasad. I think Hari Prasad is a very repeated audience for us. I can always see him. Most of our audience attend our monthly webinars very regularly. It's very good to know. This gives us confidence to conduct every month as well. So we'll be starting the webinar in another 2-3 minutes. I'd like to know majority of the audience are from which department exactly. I'm sure most of the audience are from HR background, I can see. And any expectations from the today's topic, you can type in a chat box. Keep it interactive, guys. Okay, this is the time. Good evening, everyone. My name is Pawan Kumar Sahu. I handle product marketing at Websol. I will be your moderator for the day. Before we head into the webinar, I would like to give you a small introduction about my company that I represent from. I'll try to keep it short. So Websol was a part of Wipro back in the days. We were printer manufacturing division in Wipro, and we were specialized in dot matrix printer category. Over the years, the company decided to step out of Wipro and form a separate entity in the name of Web Solutions. Our signature offering, web managed print services, was carried over 2 decades, and changing needs and market trends. Considering all these things, we decided to bring digital workplace solutions to our portfolio. We also expanded our product and service portfolio to cater to mass markets. Over the years, we also collaborated with market giants like Ricoh and Fusifilm. I would like to highlight one of the milestone in our journey, which we underwent complete brand refresh by the name of Websol. Now we are called as Websol. Let us move to the next slide where we talk about some quick highlights about the services that I'm offering. Before that, I would like to highlight few things. We are come up with 20 years of industry experience. We are over um, present in 2000 service locations, and we have over 500 plus enterprise customers. We also awarded as Best DMS Solution Company of the Year by CA Outlook, and I can highlight recently also CA Outlook gave us Best Infrastructure in IT Solution Award. You can also see some of the trusted clients like Tata Capital, Wipro, Metro. All these are our clients. Fluid Works is our intelligence workplace solution, which we offer to the enterprises in a wide range interdepartmental functions. We have also having gamut of offerings under Fluid Works, which I'll explain in the upcoming slide. You can see all these are our products. Fluid Pro is our managed IT services portfolio, where we offer infrastructure consulting services, cyber security solutions, remote monitoring and management. Moving on to Fluid Print. Yeah, moving on to Fluid Print, we offer print infrastructure solutions according to your custom requirements. We charge print per basis. We are also number one in in this business in India. We have Fluid Trail, which we are going to talk about in the upcoming slide as well. This is a workflow automation solution. This is specifically required for HRs to automate their entire workflow process. Let's say you are doing employee onboarding, offboarding, contract management, the attendance management. All these processes are mostly manual processes. We can automate all the HR process using this Fluid Trail. So I want to quickly launch a poll, guys, to take your concern about the demonstration on how Fluid Trail can automate your process. The poll is on your screens, guys. So this is to take your concern. We will give you a free demo. Just click on yes, reach out to me so that my team will contact to you. We will provide you a free demo on how to automate your HR processes. All your HR processes, including the employee management, document management, the candidate onboarding, employee records management, leave management, attendance, timesheet management, approvals, everything can be automated in a single platform. You can extend this platform to the finance also. Let's say you have a finance department and they can also use the same platform. In fact, all the departments in your organization can use this platform, but we have specific use cases for HRs as well. All the processes like employee onboarding, offboarding, everything can be automated, and we have some new AI features also, so that you can automate your emails, you can draft your own emails using our platform. So just click on yes, so that my team will contact you for the free demo. We will explain everything how you can automate your process in your organization. We will just explain you how exactly product works, and we will provide you a demo. You can propose it to your leadership so that they can consider in your organization. This will make your time and efficiency very faster. We can showcase some use cases also. Okay, guys, I'll be closing the demo for now. Next, right out, we will go to the webinar after a small introduction of our speaker of the day. I would like to introduce our speaker of the day, Mr. Avinash Tyagi, sir. Avinash sir brings 25 years of experience extending strategic HR, business restructuring, performance management, global recruitment, and tech implementation in his areas of expertise. And he has held roles as country head, manager roles in various industry verticals. He also a full-time professor at Dehradun Doon School of Business. He's a professor at Doon Business School also. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here, sir. I'm sure audience also directly waiting for you to hear. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much for your kind introduction,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Pawan. So let's begin. I'm very happy to be with my fraternity HR professionals and other senior people from various organizations. And so we are discussing a very sensitive topic or hot topic today. Everybody discuss about that. Okay, happiness is key, and we need to engage our employees. But we are not very sure whether we are doing the right efforts. Are we doing our intention is always very good, but are we doing right efforts, or the efforts which we are doing, are they sufficient? That we need to understand. So we will also try to I will try to take you through the journey, how you can get a certification, maybe for example from a great place to work certification for your organization. So that will not only bring in the change in culture of the organization, or also it will also be very helpful in branding, creating yourself as a the brand. So employees' favorite brand to work for. This is how we will explain. Next slide, please. Right. So yeah. So now we'll begin from the very basic, how to identify engagement and retention trends. How do I know that, okay, my people are happy, are they engaged or not? Uh, so obviously, many times we are either overthinking or we are really not thinking. It could be any extreme. For example, certain manager they think that the people are very happy, but the fact could be otherwise. Or it is also possible that certain manager they always feel that the people are not happy, but actually they could be happy and engaged. So what we need to do is, best thing is to launch employee survey. Nothing better than asking the people themselves, right? Finding out how they are feeling and what is their pulse, right? What areas of improvement they feel, what are the areas where they are really happy. So that will give us a clear roadmap how we have to go around. Other example, other data which you can use is attrition rates. So attrition rate will be helpful if the attrition rate is obviously very high, and then it indicates that something is wrong because people are not sticking to the organization. There could be other extreme reason also, that attrition rate could be low, given the scenario, the business scenario. Maybe the people are not getting sufficient opportunities somewhere else, so they are sitting in your bus, but they're always looking out of the window, waiting for the right opportunity to come. So attrition rate as a data is indicative, but you need to slice and dice and find out whether the attrition rate is definitely indicator, and how I can how to interpret this. Second is tenure analysis, right? We also call it infant attrition. So infant attrition means the people who are joining and leaving early. So there could be a group of employees who are with us working for maybe 20 years, they are with 10 years, 20 years, 15 years. So they are in the system. But whenever I am recruiting new employees, so new employees, they are not able to stick. So they maximum try to stay for 3 months, 6 months, or maximum 1 year, and they leave. So that we need to understand what are the reason, what are the dynamics working in the organization, why new people are not sticking, right? So it could be an issue with the culture, or it could be something else. We need to find out. And what is the best way? Find out to conduct exit interviews. So it is very important that we conduct exit interviews, and we will also see the time permits how in detail we can do and what are the best ways to do exit interviews. Then we also need to keep on uh, continuously monitoring the performance metrics. If performance of my particular department or team was good uh, historically, and recently the performance is coming down, and there is no change in the external environment, external business environment. So I need to be very, very curious, and I need to find out whether the reason is engagement. So whether my people are not happy or not engaged as they were before, or what has gone wrong that all of a sudden the team which was performing, its performance has come down. So this is also a very good indicator. There are also various engagement platforms which are using AI. Also, we will discuss one case here. So with that help of that, possibly we can find out what is the level of engagement of my employee. Right. So it is like first we need to do a diagnosis. Right. Once we have done a diagnosis and we are able to identify the factors, then we start doing action plan. And next slide, please. Right. So let's try to understand how do the organization prepare for certification. So we are taking example as a great place to work certification, for example. So first we need to get in touch with the providers and try to find out, okay, what are how we can approach with them, coordinate with them. And they will have a cycle. Usually they will run a cycle maybe in March, April, or May or June. So you need to get in touch with the local providers. So possibly by going to the website, maybe a great place to work, you will understand and you will get a indication. So they will take you to the process, how it has to be done. Uh, how do we start after starting? But the pitfall here is that it should not be the desire of a HR person to get a certification. Unless and until your leadership is with you, then I will recommend that please don't go ahead with any certification because you are setting yourself for a failure. So first you need to have a buy-in from the leadership. So you need to convince the leadership that what are the benefits of getting certification and how it can create a good brand for the organization itself, and how do we be able to retain the employees as well as how it will be able to attract the better talent. Right. So good people usually are very picky and nosy. They don't join any organization. A good performer, they want to join a good organization. And possibly if you have a certification of, for example, great place to work, so that you need not tell them. So they themselves will understand that, okay, this is a good organization and I can join this organization with confidence. Ultimately, it is beneficial for the organization because the talent level of the organization itself is improving, right? So it leads to better productivity, and I need not explain to all the experts here. So once we get a buy-in from the leadership, then we start preparing for the certification process. So I will recommend is that, okay, you have a lot of champions from various department, right? You possibly either can start with a focus group. You can find out the like-minded and the positive managers with positive approach, or you can consider the creating a group of picking some of the good employees from various department and making their group, so that you are not alone while you are preparing for this certification. We need to understand that this is not going to be a easy process. It's not going to be that, okay, I apply for certification and I get it. The reason being that usually the certification you need to appear, all the employees, they need to participate in this survey, and the questionnaire are sent directly to the employees. So there is no intervention. For example, if I'm the organization who is conducting, so questionnaire will not come to me, and from me it will not go to the employees. It will directly come from the great place to work, for example, the certifying authority. So they will directly send the mails to the employees. Uh, over a period of time, what will happen when they will receive it? The guarantee is given to by the organizers that the whatever feedback the employees are giving will not be shared with the employer. So they get a confidence that okay, if I am writing things or if I am attempting the questions which are not favorable to the employer, so there will be no witch hunting. So what they do is they will not publish a result if the department has less than 5 people. For example, if I have a finance department and there are only 3 people, so they will not declare that okay what finance department is thinking about the particular aspect, because they will ask you 57 questions, right? So and so they will not disclose that okay which department is saying what if the that particular department has got less than 5 people. If yes, the department has got more than 5 people, then definitely they will say that okay, this is what this department is saying. So for example, finance department, if they have got 5 or 6 or more than that, so then they will share the data with the employer saying that this department is saying this. So over a period, so what will happen is when you get the report, you get a comprehensive report from all the departments, and definitely the demographic is mapped. So if for example the gender, you can get by gender, nationality, or various demography you can ask for, and by that you will get report. But only thing is they say that okay, the that particular demography has got less than 5 people, so they will not disclose it. The result will be merged with the whole organization. So that's the reason that certification is not easy. Second thing is that 70% of your employees should be attempting giving you a positive response. For example, the question could be that my manager is approachable. So this is a question. And the option would be that on Likert scale 1 to 5. So 1 is never, and 5, which is the other extreme, is always. So in between there would be that sometimes he is approachable, or 3 will be middle. They say that I can't say. 4 would be right, often approachable. 5th would be always approachable. So 1, 2, 3, the scales which are negative or neutral are not considered as a positive response. So if you need to qualify, so that means 70% of your employees should uh, rate 70% of questions into either 4 or 5, always or often or always, like positive answers. So once you get it, then possibly you can you qualify, and then you go for the next audit and etc. Based on that, you get certification later on. So I have explained this. I hope it is clear to all of you. So the after explaining, one thing is very clear, that I need to involve all the employees across all the departments, across all the hierarchies. So it's like a democracy, right? So the poorest person or to the richest person, everybody has got one vote. So in this also, so for certification, when the questions are asked, so every employee has can attempt once. It's not like that the senior employees can attempt 4 times, 5 times, right? So we need to involve all the employees. So you have a focused group, or you have a small meeting, department meeting for a period of this. And after that, what will happen is then you start building a trust-based culture. So this will explain in the coming slide. And based on the high trust-based culture, then you start having encouraging employee engagement, so that people they are engaged, and because of that, there would be better recruitment, retention, productivity, and innovation. Definitely, you need to check with the organizers or certifying authority whether your organization is available. In India, they say that at least you should have 10 employees in India payroll to be qualifying for appearing for the certification. After that, you can definitely participate in the various other specific studies. Certain times, the Great Place to Work certification have a certification for diversity, equity, and inclusion, or health or wellness. So they have a generic certification as well as they have got a very very specific certification. So you can approach the certifying authority and then you can get in detail. Now we'll try to understand. I have set the context. I explained you the process. Now we'll try to understand the details of it. How we have to do all the step one by one. Next slide, please. So just have a look at this slide, especially this pentagon on right hand side. So they measure the trust index. In trust index, there are five things they are measuring. So fairness, credibility, and respect. And on the bottom side is camaraderie and pride. So three things are measured for management, right? So whether the management is fair, credibility, management is credible, or the management means the leadership, or the head of the department, and respect. So they will ask various questions, usually 5 to 6 questions, or maybe more than that. Based on that, so they measure whether the employee feel that organization is fair, or the management is credible, or management is providing respect to the employees. The other angle they focus is that camaraderie. So they ask question like, I I'm I can count on my colleague to help me when I'm in distress. So this is one of the question. So like this, they will ask various question. Or like there is pride. I can say with pride that I'm working for this organization. So similar questions. So they will be asked, and based on that, the employee will have to answer. So when I'm preparing for the certification, I need to focus on all this aspect. And what do you think, in your opinion? I'm asking my fellow HR professionals, where do you think the organizations usually score less? You possibly can type in the chat box. Any guesses? In which of this aspect do you think the organizations usually score lowest? And where do you think the organization usually, I'm talking usually, will score highest? Audience, you may use the chat box. Fairness. So Vasanpreet, madam is saying that it's fairness and respect. Any other inputs from the organization, from the participants? So it can be wild guess also. Worst is respect. Okay. Right. Pride. Anindita Datta is saying pride. Uh, right. Any more guesses? I would like more participation from my enlightened audience. Work-life balance lowest. That's correct. But out of these five pillars, where do you think the organizations usually score lowest? Okay, so now let me come to straight to the point. So worldwide, the organizations they score lowest in fairness. Right? Exactly as one of the friend was saying, appraisals, right? Fairness. So it is. I can say it is a human tendency, or it is our psychology that okay, whenever I get promotion, I feel that it is all because of my hard work, or because of my competency. I'm capable, I have done a great effort, and because that's the reason I got promotion. But whenever my colleague get promoted or recognition, usually somehow I feel that okay, no, it is for some other reason that other person is getting promotion. It is not because of his competency or hard work. So I always have this perception that the management is not fair. So it is worldwide. I'm not saying it is only for one or two organizations. So even Great Place to Work Institute, they say that okay, most of the organization, even the world class organization, they are able to score higher in other pillars, but the pillar of fairness is very tricky. And definitely, based on certain organizations, we see possibly in India, the respect is also one of the area where there is a lot of work has need to be works need to be done. One of the colleagues said pride, but usually the pride is and camaraderie is where the organization they score very high. Camaraderie is actually rather this aspect where the employee they rate very high because they feel that okay, I am happy with working with my colleagues. So usually I get good support. I enjoy working with my colleagues. But I don't believe that management is very fair with me. This is what a typical employee would say. So based on that, I need to start preparing on this all aspect: fairness, credibility, respect, pride, and camaraderie. Or it may vary from your organization to other organization also. So I need to maybe in my organization it could be as one of the friend was saying, maybe in his organization, her organization, fairness could be very high, but maybe pride could be low. So next slide, please. Right. So definitely, based on that, I need to start, strengthening workplace trust. So this is all the index is known as trust index. So all these 5 points, join together to create the trust index. So I need to first improve the fairness. So fairness could be the appraisal process. So how I'm managing my performance or performance of the employees, the appraisal is it fair or not? Is it a very subjective one or it is very objective one? So am I rating employees by saying that okay, he is a good performer or his employee who always listens to me, and because he is always listening to me, am I rating him high? Or am I rating him high because of some KPI? I have given him some measurable goals, a smart goal that okay, the you need to achieve a target of 20 lakh rupees of sales per month, and I am just measuring based on 20 lakh of rupees. Whether if he has achieved more than 20 lakh rupees of sale, then I will rate him high. If he has not achieved, then I will rate him lower, irrespective of whether this person is bringing biryani for my lunch or not. So I'm not putting any my personal opinion on it. I am just measuring based on the transparent, objective assessment process. Important, although it is second point, but in most of the organization in Indian context, I will say it is the first point, and it is the trickiest point: improving leadership and transparency. In certain organization, the culture of transparency is not there, and the leadership is usually very autocratic and difficult to approach. So, for example, in Great Place to Work certification, if the employees is given a choice, my manager or leadership is very approachable. So, if the leadership is like that, then the chances of that the all the employee rating this down is very high. So I need to tell upfront to the leadership in a nice way that this is also going to measure, and possibly then leadership also need to be seen as very approachable, conducting town halls or maybe coffee with the sharing coffee with the employees or having some programs wherein employees can be called and they can share their thoughts without any hierarchy level complications. And because of that, what will happen? The connect between the leadership and the employee will improve, and because of that, the overall trust and engagement will be uh, improving. And when the employees are able to interact freely and openly, usually then that the transparency and the confidence improves. Then we need to focus on employee well-being. So this is a very tricky part, and for that we need to understand the policies, what our policies are saying. Our policies are very measuring every single second, or it is providing flexibility to the employees. If the policies are in such a way that okay, for every small things you have got one rule or another rule, the chances of the employees feeling open or flexible, the organization is less. So the employee will always feel that they are bounded down by a lot of rules and regulation and boundary. So you need to start working with the leadership on the various organizational policies. So certain organizations they start uh, focusing on employee well-being. They start doing various activities, right? Like it is very common to have like Fun Friday or certain activity like that. But certain organizations they go beyond it. Possibly certain organization I know they start providing at least a healthy breakfast for the employees, right? Not on daily basis, but at least some days they have it, right? Or they are taking care of special chairs for the expectant mothers. If I got certain ladies who are expecting, so certain employees they provide a comfortable chair or comfortable working environment for the expectant mother. So because of that small gesture, they go a long way, and they create a feeling that okay, organizations are trusting them, organization is caring for them, and based on that, the employees also get connected and they respond very positively. Deliberately, we need to start promoting diversity and inclusion, right? So usually this is where we fail is that okay, uh, knowingly or unknowingly, the lot of group formations or micro group formations start happening in organization. So it is very important that I get people from diverse background, for diverse gender and different background, so that I get a more homogeneous and more inclusive organization, so that there is no power groups or groups forming within the organization. Based on that, I need to start work also aligning on the certification metrics. So I should know what is the certification will be measuring, and I start working on that. It is a good idea also to start having a mock certification, right? So before, for example, I want to prepare for certification which is coming in October. So it is a good idea that maybe I do a mock one maybe on March, April, so that I get at least 2 or 3 months time to work on and improve on that. So by the time on the day when the certification is happening, when they I'm doing appearing for the certification directly, I'm prepared. I have exactly known. I've taken the X-ray of my organization, and I've done the diagnosis, and I have tried to address the issues. Next slide, please. Now we'll see to improve employee and engagement. I will slightly broaden the discussion now. So apart from certification, we'll try to focus on the engagement issue. Attraction is the first phase. So I say that whenever I'm giving consultancy to various organization and they ask me that my attrition is very high, so I tend to look into their recruitment process. Right? Many times attrition is very high because we are not recruiting the right people, or I am doing recruitment just for the sake of recruitment, or recruiter is not providing the realistic job preview to the new joinees. So he is more interested in filling the numbers so that he can shrug off the load on his shoulder and get away with this. Right. So realistic job review is very important. I need to have a very clear JD and explain to the employee this is what is expected from you. It should not come as surprise to the employee that okay, certain days they need to stay late and complete the task and do. Right, because if I'm not providing that realistic or job preview, so what will happen that it will be the employee they feel cheated and they tend to leave leave the organization, or at least if they don't leave because they are not getting opportunity, at least they will start looking for other opportunities, right? So, for example, if the job involves tour at least 2 days in a week, then I should be very clear at the beginning of at the time of recruitment. I should say very clearly that okay, this is what you have to do. 2 days in a week, you need to go on a tour out of the city. So it is very very important that you do it, and definitely when with the certification etc. I should create a employer branding. I should be seen as an organization which is a great place to work where people are feeling happy and they come and join, right? Again, recruitment, as I was saying discussing earlier, right fit. I don't take a person because no, you need to fill this vacancy urgently, right? So recruitment usually is not done when there is a vacancy. Recruitment is 24/7 and it's 12-month process. I should always have some CVs as a backup, right? Why I need to wait for the last moment to start recruiting? Why can't I keep on looking for the CVs and shortlisting for all the positions? Right? I should be having for all the critical position at least some of the CVs or at least profiles and discuss with the these candidates, right? So whenever the real situation come, I can directly approach this and take the process very faster and close it. Other important thing is onboarding. Onboarding is also the area where various organizations they fail. So I have seen certain organization where they will be searching for a sitting or workspace for the new joinee. So it is very surprising that okay, you don't know that the employee will be joining on Monday, and so why you need to look for the sitting arrangement for that particular employee, clear the desk, everything on Monday? Why it can't be done on Friday or maybe a day before that, right? Certain organization they make sure that the onboarding is excellent. They decorate the workplace with a bouquet or certain balloons and just decorate a note, welcome note, or maybe a small bowl with candies. So ultimately, what happens? The employee gets a very very positive vibe the moment the employee walks in and starts start working in the particular organization. As we always say that first impression, last impression. So we need to create a very, very good onboarding environment, which is very nurturing. I should be very clear that, okay, which four people he is going to meet first and what is going to happen days two, day three, day four, day five. Unless and until like there is some emergency, I will stick to the plan which I have. It is a good idea to assign a buddy or work buddy is a good idea by which you can ensure that okay all the new joinees which are coming they are not alone, so they need not approach to their managers for small things, so they can directly go to the employee who's of the almost of the same position, right, doing the almost similar jobs, right, and you assign that person as a buddy and he will take care of the small questions of the employee. But also that choosing the right buddy is very critical. Don't choose employees which you know are possibly having a negative feeling for the management or are not very very happy about the organization. So this is also a tricky area we have to do. Retention. So when for example employees is working, so we need to speak to the employees and try to find out. So there's a concept of stay interview. So instead of waiting for the exit interview, it is better that okay you ask employees how are they feeling and what are their ideas, what they want to share, how we can improve on the performance of the organization, and empathize with them. Instead of waiting for the last moment when employer resigned and then you are start asking questions that what are the reason why you are going, then there has to be a clear cut career path, individual development plan has to be in place. So employee they feel that okay, organizations are doing certain things to improve their performance, and the employer want them to also grow professionally. It's not like that employer doesn't want them to come and finish the task. They want them to grow professionally. Offboarding, we all know it is very, very important. And this is also where I feel many of the organizations they fail. So they start treating the employee who resign as their enemies. And this is a very, very uh, wrong way of treating the employee. So employee has resigned so because of some reasons. Maybe they were not happy with you. It's okay. But why can't I make the employees who are resigning and leaving my organization as my brand ambassadors? Treat them nicely. So at least when they resign, they will not talk negatively about my organization. They should leave the as a ambassador of the organization, right? Definitely do exit interview, or exit interview has to be done only after once you clear all the dues and done all full and final settlement. Because don't expect the employees to tell you the facts, the real reason, if you are holding with their full and final settlement, right? And you have to make it very clear that okay, whatever you're saying will not be considered in any way against you. And even the reference check is coming, whatever you're saying, we'll give a positive reference check. Don't worry. But tell us the facts. So this confidence has to be given to the employees. Then and then only they will tell you the facts, and they will give you the executive will be of some purpose. Next slide, please. Right. Before we proceed to that, do we have any question from audience?
Audience, if you have any questions, you can type in a chat box, or we can take the questions at the end of the webinar. Also, if you want directly ask the questions to the speaker, you can raise the hand. I can enable your mic. So I think we
Sure.
can proceed. We can keep the
Right.
questions at the end of the webinar.
Sure. Right. So I just wanted to cross-check that okay, no, there is any doubt which is lingering in the mind of the audience. So now let me take you another example that okay, how organizations are using AI. So this is just for example purpose. I have taken this Amber by Infido. It is a tool. The organizations are using it. So there they are asking direct question either through WhatsApp or through direct chats, right? So it is AI which is asking these questions, the question, and it is very personalized question. So I was attending one of the conference by this organization. So they were giving example of Lenscart. So Lenscart is using this tool. So the AI ask as a Piyush Bansal. So it's like the employee feel that Piyush Bansal is asking them questions. Question like, is your work as good as it was expected to be? Or is your manager helping you reach your full potential? So these questions are asked to the employees depending on the tenure. So the question will start coming from the very first day of joining, and it continues. It's not like that they will be asked only to new employees. Even for the senior employees, such question will be asked. And the good thing about the AI is that okay, for the junior employees, the questions are asked in the regional languages, right? So I can basically use AI to ask question maybe in Tamil or maybe in Malayalam to the employees who are not able, very conversant with English, or maybe in Hindi to the employees who are not very conversant with English, right? The question will be asked to the employees, and based on that, what will happen? The AI draws up a report, and it publishes a report to the HR. And based on the report published, the HR can speak to the line managers and the department head and try to iron out the issues which are bothering the employees. So we can see this in next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, I think it's
Yes, it's a poll time,
important.
guys.
Yeah.
Since you are not asking questions, I bring one poll for you. Uh, so there is a question from my end. I have launched a poll on your screens. The question can be, what might short employee tenures indicate? High level of innovation, better job mobility, problems with engagement or retention, efficient training programs. You can type in a chat poll box, guys. This can be more generic poll. It tests your opinion as well. So you can just type the answer in the poll box. You can already see majority of the answers going to single option. Yes, guys. Also, if you have any questions or any queries, you can type in a chat box, and also you have a dedicated Q&A box provided in your options, Zoom options. You can type in a box. At the end of the webinar, we will be having a dedicated Q&A session. In that, we can discuss all your queries. Also, as I mentioned, we have a bunch of questions while you registered. So we will be addressing all those questions. I request sir to go through a little bit faster so that we can cover the time, and also we can focus more on the questions, which we can give practical exposure to the audience as well.
Right. So most of them have a written problem with engagement retention.
Yes,
That's
sir.
correct answer actually, right? Okay, we can go to the next slide now.
Yes, sir. Over to you.
Thank you. Right. So as I was saying, the AI, this is a one report. So the AI has asked almost 616 people, and this is a report. So by the way, you can get a mood distribution. How many employees are very highly motivated, very happy? How many employees are very sad? And based on that particular department or particular employee, so the no HR can possibly approach the employee or possibly the department head and try to iron out the issues. Next slide, please. Same thing. Based on that, we can find out the net promoter scores. I'm sure all of you are available, are aware of this NPS score. So NPS score will tell us how many people are within the organizations are actually promoting this organization or very happy to recommend this organization. So it shows a positive aspect. So there could be certain people who are detractors, certain people who would be promoters, or certain people could be uh, we can say the fence sitters. So the higher the NPS, it is considered to be better. So it will tell us the employees ratio, that what percentage of employees are really truly engaged. Next slide, please. So here, so there is some certain survey. So the survey says that okay, usually what's happening is the organizations are making mistake. They are not able to understand what to act, because no, the employees will always have a wish list. So if I ask employees what you need to improve in the organization, so they will give me a laundry list. They will tell me 100 things, right? So I need to find out. I cannot start working on 100 points, because if I start working on 100 points, it will not take me anywhere. So I need to understand the focus area. So we called it Goldilocks region. So the focus area could be where most of the employees are preferring that this is we have to do, and also try to understand what is the benchmark, what are the organizations in the my competitive industries are doing. So based on that, I focus on certain areas, impactful areas, and then I take the next step. Next slide, please. This is also a very good slide, which shows that okay, there is a misalignment between what employers want and what employees think. So if you can see that on the right hand corner, so work-life balance is the only aspect where usually the employer and employees are agreeing. So employees also note that okay, yes, employee they want a better work-life balance, and employees also think that it is also very important for them. But there are certain areas, if you see the left-hand side top corner, the valued by managers and no sense of belonging. So this is very important aspect for employee, but employer feel that this is not very important. So what will happen? They will not focus. They will not train their managers to value the employees. And because of that, what's happening is there are certain organizations where the managers, they don't are not trained enough to deal with their employees, so they are not valuing their employees. They are possibly demeaning them, or they are not respecting them, or not taking care of them, or not trying to have a one-to-one conversation with them, right? So because of that, what happened, the employees, they are not able to create the very engaging environment. So this is also, we should also very clear that okay, we should do those activities where the employees also want this activity has to be done. Next slide, please. So other slides are just a summary of the recent survey done on 183 organizations. So it shows that okay, what are the trend in the industry. So trend in the industry is that organizations are usually spending 5 to 12% of payroll cost in their benefit, right? So for example, if I'm spending 1 crore rupees in salary, so 5 lakhs, usually 5 to 12 lakhs I'm spending on the benefit part of it, and other part is usually the payroll. So, usually in India, the organization, they think that okay, taking care of employees insurance is what they are offering as a benefit. So this is where organization, they need to think beyond that. So it's not only the insurance part that is there. So they need to try to give some pay time off, which 21% of organizations are doing. Some 10% organizations are working on travel benefit, communication benefit. These are the typical benefit the organizations are providing to employees in India. Next slide, please.
Yes, guys, there is another poll. This time we are taking you to our LinkedIn. I have just pasted a link in the chat box. You just click on the link and you will be direct to the your LinkedIn profiles. There is a poll happening in the LinkedIn. You can just go to the poll and you can answer the questions. Just click on the link and you will be directed to the poll that is happening in LinkedIn. I'll be reading out for you. What is the potential downside of setting goals that are too low? Creates energy and momentum, leads to mediocrity, frustrates, demotivates staff, may lead to unethical acts. Type your answers in the poll, guys. Again, this is very general poll, generic poll. You can put all your opinions under the comments as well. Also, don't forget to check out Websol. Follow our Websol page. We will be posting all the general updates related to HR technology, all the AI advancements in the HR, and how you can automate the HR processes, all the techniques, tricks, everything will be posted in the page. We will be conducting regular HR polls as well in the page. So better you follow so that you can be stay updated with the all HR technology and HR processes. Last time we have also uploaded one of the research report related to HR. There is a lot of things going out in the our LinkedIn profile, guys. So stay tuned to follow and stay tuned to follow our emails as well. I'll be coming up with good webinar topics in the future. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you for the poll. Now, there is another review that where the organizations are spending the money, and what organization thinks are important. Right, the top factors which are determining the benefit to offer is number one, definitely the affordability, right? Whether the organization can afford this or not. Second is they most of the organizations are trying to benchmark what benefit they're offering with the competition. If the market is offering, they tend to offer the same thing. Third thing they are trying to do is like performance, right? If the organizations are like employees are performing, then they do it, or the business performance of the organization. If the organizations are performing better business wise, so they tend to offer more benefit. Right, approval from higher management and organization objective, culture, etc. are the other factors which determine the business strategy of the providing benefit to the employees. Next slide. So there are some examples of different retention initiatives organizations are doing. I got a question also by one of the participant that increment outside review cycle has to be done or not. So the answer here is 67% of the organizations they are doing increment outside the review cycle to retain the employee. Right? Many of the 67 of the percent of the organization in India which were polled, they are also doing this retention bonuses, right? Or flexibility of work, work-life balance are also 52% of organizations are providing this. So there is a lot of work already going on in the HR field, and many of the organizations they are realize that it is very important to retain our employees. So they are coming up with these ideas like retention bonus, providing increment outside the increment cycle, training and development, right? Focusing on employee well-being and all this thing, focusing on their culture. So this is how so this will give us idea as a HR professional that okay, this market is doing this, so I can also start thinking on this line, and possibly I can also advocate these ideas to my management, saying that okay, this is what's happening. So the leadership is more likely to be convinced when they get a data available from the market. Next slide, please. Right. So this is again a trend. So who is deciding which department is deciding the reward budget? Usually it is the rewarding department. So only 60%, 16% of the organization, the HR is the department which is deciding that reward and recognition would be given to and what budget has to be set up. Next slide, please. Right. So monetary award details, as we say that in reward and recognition, usually the monetary awards are focused on performance and achievement. 60% of the organization they are doing it. Only 6% of the organization in India are rewarding for innovation. No doubt we are very low in innovation uh, as per the global standard. Right. So only 6% of Indian organization they are rewarding the employee for innovation. Peer-to-peer recognition, this is a good concept where 11% of the organization they are doing it. Only 1% of organization surveyed, they were providing any type of reward for safety and all these aspects. Next slide, please. So one of the participant was has asked question earlier that okay, what about non-monetary reward option? So my organization doesn't have much of budget. What I can do? So here the survey was done in Indian organizations, and it says that 86% of organizations are using certificates and as a reward gesture. If somebody is doing good job, so possibly if I cannot pay him some maybe 5,000 rupees, so at least possibly I can at least give a certificate, and maybe people are very happy to share this certification, etc. Receiving certificate on the social media, and they tag their friends, relatives, everyone. That creates a good environment and positively creates a good vibes. So it is also a good idea. So trophies, gifts, and other small vouchers are also other aspect by which we can do non-monetary reward option. Right. So this is just a example. So what, how much on tenure awards the organizations are spending what amount? So the 10 percentile is 2,000, around 2,000 rupees. For 5 years, usually organization are spending 5,000 rupees. So for 10 years, 10,000, 20,000 like this. Likewise. Next slide, please. So I think I was able to
I
wrap
think
up.
we are,
Yeah.
yes, sir. We are done with the presentation. We'll take up few questions. Audience, if you have any questions, you can type in a chat box. Meanwhile, we will proceed with few questions that you have asked while registering for the webinar. Sir, I will read out for you.
Yes, please.
How can I look growth? Am I stuck in salary? Okay, okay. This is not the. How can I get the best candidates?
So the best candidate is, if you ask me, according to my experience, the best candidate are always referred candidates, right? Referrals usually people tend to refer good people, and definitely you should have a assessment, proper assessment. And how strong is your employer branding? Are you employer of choice or not? Based on that, you will be attract good talent. So you start working. For example, if I have a good, great place to work certificate, so I can always advertise even in my recruitment ad that okay, we are great place to work organization. So the certification possibly also help in creating a good image uh, amongst the applicants also. So good talent is more likely to be attracted towards your organization to do like that. Selection
How
again, yeah. Apart from the referrals, second best thing is definitely you can. A lot of portals are available, and don't start recruiting at the last moment. I think if you are an HR and or especially if you are in talent management, so you should always be lookout for good profiles. You do, connect or possibly go and attend the meetings or the conferences of this particular specialist, right? So when you are attending this conference, you will come in contact with a lot of professionals who are excelling in their domain. Based on that, you can create a data bank, and whenever you require, you can approach these people.
how to manage office politics and new young people like Gen Z?
Right. Office politics is, I always say that office politics is a problem, and we always try to shun it away, considering it as negative. But I say that the best way to fight politics for office politics is to join it. Joining it, I'm not saying in a negative way. So I should be very, very aware about the uh, people who are the power centers of my organizations. So if I'm aware that who are power centers, so I should be start working and building the good network with them. Second thing, there could be certain people who are not power centers, but they're gatekeepers, right? So for example, if I need to keep Dashrath happy, so I should be able to, take care of KKs also. So I should have a good relationship. Don't do it. Keep on improving your credibility, right? None of the colleague will like to ignore you if you are capable and you are able to help them in certain aspect. If you are of no use or possibly are of no help to anybody, so the people will try to shun you away and not take your support. If I am strong enough, if my competencies are very high, the chances of people trying to rub me in a wrong way are less. So make yourself strong, keep on increasing your profile, keep yourself updated in whatever domain you are in, right? Keep on learning newer skills so that people come to you for support and help. So once they know that you are useful for them, so the chances of you getting victimized is less. The people will
Okay.
not play politics with you if they know that you're a capable person.
Okay,
So
sir.
yeah, I try to
And
say in short, it is very, very deep topic actually.
okay, sir. And in my company, most of staff working since long time, like 10-year-old, 14-year-old, 55-year-old, till now there were no policy or any strict rules. Now I'm facing hurdle majorly attendance, daily in out. They become very rigid and rude, as well as director believes do not deduct salary for late coming.
Right. You see, so here there are certain organizations, like especially the in old businesses, so where the loyalty is rewarded more than the performance. So this is not your organization. This is very, very typical in other organizations also. So what will happen is, unless and until you have director with you, so it will be very, very difficult for you to do anything. Let me be very honest. So if you try to do it, possibly it will be against you. So you need to first speak to, convince the director. If director is very happy with the people not coming on time, then it's okay. Possibly that's the culture of the organization, right? So don't directly confront the employees unless and until you are having the directors with you, or at least have some of the powerful leaders with you. Then you can frame some of the policies by which you can, go ahead. In this case, possibly you can, other thing you can do is possibly you can start rewarding the people who are coming on time. So instead of going for the punishing latecomers, so you can just start a reward that, okay, so I am trying to reward this person. He has been coming consistently on time for last 1 year. So positive reinforcement, you do it, and side by side you start speaking to directors and try to convince him. Don't immediately start going if the director is not happy with you to deduct the salary. Don't deduct it, please.
So Sonali Mandal in chat was asking, what do you mean by loyalty here?
Loyalty here means tenure, I am saying. So loyalty is tenure. So,
Yes.
right. So we also don't know that possibly in certain organizations, these are the people who stayed with the promoter or the director when the organization was very small, and maybe they would have done some exceptional task which we are not aware of as a new joining. So the promoters or the director, they sometimes ignore. They keep on rewarding such people for that past deeds which they have done maybe 10 years or 20 years before.
Okay, sir. And how should HR handle situations where employees are visibly disengaged or dissatisfied despite receiving competitive perks and benefits? There is another part of question. What
Right.
strategies can help uncover and address the root causes of this disengagement and improve retention?
So I will come to the first question that, okay, you are saying that employees are disengaged. Now I will try to find out what is the performance level of this disengaged employees. Is it my perception or the performance of the organization is also coming down? Right. Based on that, I will start focusing on performance management first. Right. So if somebody's, for example, performance is less, then I will try to say that, okay, whether the indiscipline is correlated with the performance or not. So I objectively prepare the report of performance of these employees and then correlate it with their poor decision, and then I approach to senior management, and then I start taking action. So I start possibly having both positive and negative, uh, both the strategies. Right, in certain group, when possibly there could be chances that there are some power groups which are there in the organization, and these power groups are creating the negative environment. So how you deal with this power group? Possibly either you recruit some fresh people and you recruit them in a group, and then possibly based on that, this these fresh people, they create a positive vibes among the all the workers.
Okay, sir. There is another question in the chat box by Rohini. How do we handle Gen Z because they have laid back attitude and they don't want to work half of the time in the office?
Right, right. So Gen Z is everybody's puzzled now. So these are the latest workforce. So it is. I'm working on a project on this. So in short, I can say that Gen Z, I need to understand their way of thinking. That there will be always generation gap between my generation and the second generation. So I need to understand Gen Z. Gen Z, they need a lot of transparency. Gen Z, they need to think that everything should be digitally available. So unless and until I bring in the transparency and I start involving them in decision, so I cannot engage them. They don't have laid back attitude, but they will not bend on their knees to please their bosses. Like the older generation, they will bend on their knees to please the bosses, but Gen Z will not. They don't have the concept of loyalty. Loyalty means again the tenure, working for the same organization for 5 years, 10 years. they will move out very fast. So their concept is transaction. So provide them challenging jobs, involve them decision making, and provide them ask for their opinion. I think these three things are very important thing by which you will be able to at least no, consider them, or they will be consider themselves as part of the team.
Yes, sir. There is another question. I usually retain employees by matching their external offers. Should we consider doing this more than once for a same employees?
So we saw a survey also 67% of the organization are doing it. But if you ask me personally, this is not a good strategy,
Okay, sir.
right? So I should be always benchmarking before the employee resigns. Right? I should be very clear that okay, I want to be 60 percentile of the market or 75% of the market, and I keep on improving the salary of my employees, right? So
Okay.
you cannot. So otherwise, what will happen? One person you increase salary of one person, then other person will also resign.
Okay, sir. There is another question. I think this is from one of the employee. We will end up the Q&A session with this. And if any audience wants to talk, they can raise the hand. They can directly talk with the sir. I will enable your mics. Uh, Before that, I read a question. How can I look growth? Am I stuck? I am stuck in salary packet for years.
So possibly maybe you would be journalist, or you are doing a task which is easy to be done, or it is you are replaceable. If you are doing engage in low value job, then possibly upskill yourself. Possibly there are certain domains like HR analytics is highly rewarding. Compulsion benefit is another area where possibly you can get good salary. So
Okay.
and you need to analyze. So upskill yourself, and there is no age and no time to learn. You can always keep on learning and upskilling yourself, and go in that domain where there is no higher growth. So, according to the recent survey, which was done in HR domain, so company benefit is a place where people are drawing a highest salary.
Okay. So, audience, if you directly want to talk to sir, or if you want to say thanks or any review about the webinar, you can just raise the hands in the participants box or chat box, or else you can type in a chat box. If you want to talk, I will enable your mics. There is a message from Sonali Mandal. Thanks, but his office politics is somewhere an employee is having job insecurity.
Correct, correct.
Uh,
I agree. Office politics is where, so that's why, right, people who are more insecure, they play office politics. But you keep on upskilling yourself. So they will not at least play politics with you because you're useful to them.
yes. Following up, there is on upskill. Divya is asking which topics are needed to upskill.
So I will strongly suggest that okay, all HR professionals should upgrade yourself on all AI skills. So start
Okay.
using AIs. There are a lot of tools like Gemini, ChatGPT. We all know, or possibly right. So analytic, or you can start learning R or Python, analytical tools, asterisks. So these analytical tools, possibly the Power BI, if you are not already knowing it. So by using these tools, when your presentation and analysis is world class, there's no reason people will not recognize you and you will not be appreciated.
Exactly. So, audience, coming to tools, as I'm telling, Fluid Pro is also a tool which we include all the related tools, Power BI sir mentioned, and all the employee engagement tools are included in the single platform. You can consider, as some of the people ask for the demo, we will be contacting them for the demo. We will explain how you can do your job easier. You can automate all the office processes or HR processes. We will contact them. There will be one survey form at the end of the webinar. You can give your reviews. If you want still interested in the demo, you can type in that. We will take from that also. You can there's you have a chance to decide the topic also for the next webinar. You can put your topic suggestions in the survey form.
So just
We will
one point. So sorry, on. So very interesting question asked by Mr. Srikanth. A lot
yes,
of
sir.
employees are jumping out of the organization after getting trained. So,
What stops them? Yes.
right. So actually, so this is the way of life. People will be. The problem is if I don't train employee and they stay in my organization, so they will create more damage to the organization. Right. So
Right.
keep on training the people. So there is no end to it. Right. Possibly you can say that okay, you are training for this position, so you have an individual development plan. So it's they know that okay, they are getting trained for the next position. So or maybe if a manage if he's a first level employee, training on supervisory level, the supervisor training on manager level. So you keep on upgrading them. So thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you all audience for staying almost 15 minutes more than the webinar timings that mentioned. We appreciate that. And for that, I will be sharing you after the webinar with a post-webinar mailer. I will include all the recording of this webinar. I will share the presentation deck with you. And if you want if you have any suggestion of our next webinar topic, you can just reply to me, or you can put in the survey form as well. Participate in the survey also. Depending on that, we can decide your next webinar topic. We will be conducting these webinars every month, monthly ones, and we have different webinars for other audience also. You can follow us on LinkedIn. We are existing on all the social media platforms. If you go to our website, you will be having bunch of blogs also related to this webinar. We will be giving you another blog also. Thank you all. Thank you, Sapna. Thank you, Rasan Preet. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Pawan. Thank you all the
Yes, sir.
audience. Thank you so much.